So good morning to one and all. So in the previous class, we have discussed about what is meant by power factor and what are the methods to improve the power factor and what are the causes of low power factor. So in the today's session, we are going to discuss about the calculations regarding the power factor improvement and correction. So we know very well what is meant by power factor now. Power factor is nothing but a cosine of the angle between the voltage and the current in one way of representing power factor. So in another way is from the power triangle. So power factor will be defined as the ratio of the real power to the apparent power. So that is one way of representation power factor from power triangle. So and the third way to representing power factor is from the impedance triangle. So from the impedance triangle, it is defined as the ratio of resistance to the impedance. So that is one way of representing power factor. So and we should improve the power factor. Always the power factor, if the value of the power factor is more means, so it is indication of how effectively your load is consuming the electrical power what we have generated in the state power station. So that's why we need to improve the power factor. So if the power factor is less means your suppose your bill, suppose any if you consider any industry, so they may get high tariff, high bills, high electricity bills when compared to good power factor. So what are the main causes of low power factor is already we have discussed in the previous class, that is inductive loads. So most of the loads we are using, most of the sensitive equipment we are using are inductive in nature. So inductive loads nature is lagging power factor. So lagging power factor, so improve the to compensate the lagging power factor, so we should use the power factor improvement devices. So many devices we can use to improve the power factor. In that category, static capacitors is one. Static capacitors is used to improve the power factor. Suppose what is the main drawback of static capacitors is if the voltage value exceeds the rated value, then that particular device means static capacitor easily will damage. So it is better to replace a new one with rather than to repair that capacitor. That is the main drawback of static capacitor. In addition to this, synchronous condensers as well as phase advancers also can be used to improve the power factor. So especially phase advancers are used to improve the power factor, especially in induction machines. So whereas synchronous condenser is used to improve the power factor in synchronous machine. So each one has its own advantages and disadvantages. So all these devices are you finally used to improve the power factor. So now we are deriving through equations how actually the devices, power factor improvement devices are doing. For this, for this also we are considering one inductive load. So inductive load means obviously the current lags behind the voltage with some angle. So before the installation of the power factor improvement devices, the angle between the voltage and current is differ. After installation, the voltage angle between the voltage and the current is changing. Means the angle previously, this is the voltage and this is the current of your inductive load. The angle between is phi. After installation of the your static capacitor, the angle was changed. Means the angle between the voltage and the current is reduced. Means if the angle is reduced, means the cosine of that value, the cosine of that angle will get improved, will get good, will be good value. So for that, here we are considering an inductive load. So we are considering an inductive load. So inductive load means obviously taking lagging current I at a power factor cos phi. So in order to improve this, so this is the diagram. So this is the inductive load. Previously only inductive load is there. So after that we have installed one capacitor. Always the capacitor is connected across the load where we want to improve the power factor. So here if you see the capacitor is connected parallel to the load. So in order to improve the power factor of this circuit, here we are installing one capacitor parallel with the load. So what is the purpose of this capacitor? Means to improve the power factor. What actually this capacitor will do is simply it will take the leading reactive component. So by taking the leading reactive component, it means it neutralizes the some amount of lagging current, it neutralizes. So therefore, obviously, the angle between this voltage and current is getting reduced after the installation of this capacitor. So we will learn this through phasor diagram. So this is the voltage before. So we are using the generally was whatever the loads we are using or inductive loads only. So the angle between the voltage and the current, let it be pi. So after a capacitor insulation, always capacitor takes leading current, some amount of leading current. So due to this leading current, some proportion of this leading current will get reduced. So after insulation, the angle, so previously the angle is phi 1. After installation of the capacitor, it was changed to pi 2. Why? Because it cancels the some amount of lagging current after installation. By injecting the leading current, it actually cancels, partially neutralizes the lagging reactive current component. Lagging reactive current component. So therefore here current to be I dash. So there is some change in the reactive component. So that is we are going to analyze now. So from the phasor diagram, so we are analyzing the phasor diagram. So this is the reactive component what capacitor has actually installed. So this is the previous component before the installation of the capacitor. After the installation, it was changed like this. Now, how much reactive, what is the change in the reactive power component has occurred? We are going to calculate now. So So how much improved means it was improved to I dash sine pi 2. So therefore I dash sine pi 2 is equal to what is the previous component I. So this vertical component will be represented with sine value, sine and this angle. So I sine pi minus, sorry, I sine pi 1 minus IC. So due to this injection only, the lagging reactive component will get partially will get neutralized. So therefore, what is the difference is IC is equal to uh, I sine pi 1 minus I dash sine pi 2. So which is equal to the capacitance of the capacitor to improve the power factor from cos pi 1 value to cos pi 2 value is simply the formula, reactance formula. IC by capacitance is equal to, we know very well, IC by V omega. V means voltage, omega means angular frequency, which is equal to 2 pi f. So this is about the capacitance value of your installed capacitor to improve the power factor from cos phi 1 to cos phi 2. So next, now we are going to derive one more equation from your phasor diagram, from that, especially from the power triangle. So we know very well the power triangle. Power triangle means all the sides consist of powers only. Here this side is representing the real power. This side is representing the reactive power. Hmm. So then this side is representing the apparent power. So initially the angle is pi 1. After installation of the capacitor, here the vertical component side was reduced. So take this as kVAR2. Means now we need to calculate how much leading kVAR is supplied by your capacitor. So then, so this is the angle between these two. Now we are going to calculate. So name the sides OA, B. This is the previous one. This is C after installation. Now, after installation of the capacitor, so it was changed from the angle is AB. Later it was changed to BC. So what is it? How much difference is there in these two reactive components? So leading kVAR supplied by the power factor improvement correction device is, so BC, there is a change has occurred, that is BC. Initially AB is there. After static capacitor installation, it was changed to like this. So how much change has occurred is BC is equal to AB total minus AC. So here we are representing this vertical component with kVAR reactive component. So therefore BC is equal to AB. AB means we are representing AB with kVAR1. kVAR1 minus AC. AC means kVAR2. So kVAR1 will be, how will you can represent it? kVAR1. kVAR1 is equal to OA this side into tan pi 1. We can represent kVAR1 like this. We can represent kVAR1 is equal to OA tan pi 1. Similarly, kVAR2 is equal to, we can represent this OA side into tan pi 2. So this is, so simply you can substitute these values here. OA tan pi 1 minus OA tan pi 2. So in both the terms, OA term is common. So if you take common OA, therefore OA into tan pi 1 minus tan pi 2. So OA is nothing but here we are representing this side with real power. Real power means real power. Here we are representing each side with one power. One is real power. Real power will be measured in kilowatts. Reactive power will be measured in kVAR. kVAR means kilovolt ampere reactive. Apparent power is measured in kVA. kVA means kilovolt ampere. So we are representing OA as kW. So therefore we can represent this as kW into tan pi 1 minus tan pi 2. So this is the difference between these two, means how much line power, means how much leading kVAR is injected by your power factor correction device is this much. So now we will solve one problem. So here an alternator is supplying a load of 300 kilowatts at a power factor of 0.6 lagging. So alternator of load means the alternator capacity is 300 kilowatts, means its load is supplying a load of 300 kilowatts at a power factor of 0.6. So if the power factor has been raised to unity, how many kilowatts can alternator supply for the same kVA loading? So for this, so see, this is the kilovolt rating of your capacitor at a power factor of 0.6. We know very well. From the definition of the power factor, we can write cos pi is equal to ratio of real power. Real power will be represented by kilowatts, real power by apparent power. So therefore, if you need kVA, so we can use this formula. Just transfer this value, means shift this value to here and shift this value to here. We can shift. No? kVA is equal to kilowatt into cos phi. Suppose if you want kW from the kVA and power factor value, therefore kW is equal to, you can write like this, kVA by cos pi. According to our requirement, you can change this formula from the definition, basic definition of the power factor. The same we are doing here. See, kVA is equal to kW by cos pi. kW means kilowatts, already given, load capacitor by 0.6. So this is the kVA rating of your alternator to supply 0.6. Then what about kilowatt? Real power requirement of your alternator when the power factor is 0.6 means this is 300 kilowatts. So then what about real power rating, real power requirement or of your alternator when the unity power factor is 1? Similarly, I am using the same formula. If I need kilowatt, then therefore you can use this formula like this, kVA cos phi. Cos phi means unity. If you are considering unity, cos phi value, this value will become 1. Therefore, kVA already we have obtained here, kVA 500 into 1. So therefore, 500 kilowatts. Therefore, increased supply by the alternator. Previously, the supply is 300 at 0.6 kilovolts. Now it is changing. Means if the power factor is good, means if the power factor is being good, means the power supplied by your alternator is increased here. So what is the change in the increased supply of by the alternator is, so do the difference between the 2 kilowatts rating. So 500 minus 300, how much difference is there? 200 kilowatts difference is there. So note here importance of the power factor. If the power factor of the power factor of the alternator is improved, means it is equal to, it is as close as equal to unity, the same alternator will supply more real power when compared to less power factor. So this is how the utilization of your alternator is more when compared, when the power factor is low, and when it is high, it is supplying more real power. It is supplying more real power. So this is one more problem. So you should remember these formulas. So leading kVAR supplied by the power factor correction devices, should remember this formula, which is equal to kilowatt into tan pi 1 minus tan pi 2. Next. So in the next class, we can discuss few more problems and voltage control techniques. Thank you.